We will continue to defend the families all across this country who will be left with $419 per month less to be able to pay for groceries and mortgage payments and utilities. We spend $2.2 billion on roads and bridges. It would wipe out our entire roads and bridges budget. We spend $3.2 billion supporting assured income for the severely handicapped. It would wipe out that entire program. We will continue to defend Albertans and Canadians who rely on revenues from oil and gas to pay for the public services that they desperately need, including healthcare, education, law, justice services.
In Alberta, the corridors of power are buzzing with rumors, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Whispers of a shocking discovery are spreading like wildfire, a find that could rock the very foundations of Canadian politics. It all started when Danielle Smith's legal team stumbled upon a crucial detail buried in a federal document. Word on the street is that this smoking gun has sent Trudeau's team into a full-blown panic. But let's rewind and start at the beginning. Justin Trudeau, with his ever-present smile and carefully polished speeches, has been pushing policies that Alberta says are not just unfair but outright destructive to its economy. The latest controversy? A cap on oil and gas emissions that could cost Alberta tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars in lost revenue. Picture this, once thriving oil towns now dotted with "for sale" signs. Families who once enjoyed comfortable lives now queuing at food banks. Young people, full of hope, packing their bags and leaving the province in droves. What happened to the Alberta that was once the economic engine of the nation? Danielle Smith isn't taking this lying down. She's gearing up for a bold move, a lawsuit against the federal government. But here's where it gets juicy. Insiders close to Smith's team are hinting at a bombshell discovery, a piece of evidence so damning it could unravel Ottawa's entire case. Inside Smith's legal offices, the atmosphere is electric. Papers are strewn across desks, lawyers huddle in hushed discussions, and there's a palpable sense that they're on the verge of something groundbreaking. It's like Trudeau left the back door open, and we just found it, one source says. And Trudeau? Rumor has it his team is in full crisis mode. High-level officials are reportedly burning the midnight oil, scrambling to figure out how to counter what's coming. There's even talk of emergency meetings at the Prime Minister's residence. Meanwhile, on the streets of Alberta, frustration is at an all-time high. How can a province with one of the largest oil reserves in the world be facing such economic despair? Trudeau's critics are calling his policies a grenade tossed carelessly into the heart of Alberta's economy. At the core of the battle lies the Constitution. Smith's team argues that Ottawa has overstepped its bounds, infringing on Alberta's right to control its own resources. According to Section 92, resource management is a provincial matter, and Smith is ready to argue this in court. If she's right, this lawsuit could not only restore Alberta's autonomy but also set a precedent for other provinces to challenge federal authority. And, of course, the drama doesn't stop there. The media is in a frenzy, experts are locked in heated debates, and Albertans are watching anxiously, waiting for Smith's next move. What happens if she wins? Some say it'll mark the dawn of a new era in Canadian federalism. Others fear it could rip the country apart. For now, everything hangs in the balance. Smith's team is racing against the clock to file their case before the deadline. In Ottawa, Trudeau and his inner circle are doing their best to project calm, but the cracks are beginning to show. The outcome of this showdown could redefine the relationship between provinces and the federal government. Could this be the victory Smith needs to cement her legacy? Or will Ottawa find a way to crush Alberta's resistance yet again? One thing is certain. No matter the result, Canada will never be the same. This isn't just political theater. It's a battle for the economic and constitutional future of the country. And here we are, watching it all unfold, captivated by the intrigue. Who will come out on top? Only time will tell, but for now, the drama is at its peak, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The tension in Alberta isn't just political, it's personal. For many Albertans, this isn't about abstract policies or legal jargon. It's about survival. Families are sitting around their kitchen tables, crunching numbers, trying to figure out how they'll make it through another month. Small business owners, once proud pillars of their communities, are closing up shop, unable to keep their doors open in an economy that feels increasingly stacked against them. And yet, there's an undercurrent of defiance. Danielle Smith has become a symbol of that resistance, a rallying figure for those who believe Alberta's best days aren't behind it. Her speeches are fiery, her resolve unshakable. At town halls, she doesn't just talk, she listens, really listens, to the anger and desperation of the people. She's fighting for us, says Linda, a mother of 3 who recently lost her job in the oil sector. For the first time in years, I feel like someone in power actually cares. But it's not just Smith supporters who are paying attention. Across Canada, political analysts and strategists are watching closely, wondering what this fight means for the future of the Federation. If Alberta can successfully challenge Ottawa's authority, it could set off a chain reaction. Provinces like Saskatchewan and Manitoba, long frustrated by what they see as federal overreach, might follow suit. Even Quebec, with its history of asserting autonomy, could see this as an opportunity to push for more control. The stakes go far beyond pipelines and emissions caps. What's unfolding is a battle over identity and power. Who gets to decide Canada's future, and on whose terms? Back in Ottawa, Trudeau is keeping a measured public face. He continues to tout his climate policies as necessary for Canada's global commitments. We have a responsibility, he says in press conferences, to lead the way in fighting climate change. This is about the future of our children and grandchildren. But behind the scenes, it's a different story. Insider reports suggest the Prime Minister is feeling the heat. His advisers are split, some pushing for a hardline approach to assert federal authority, others urging compromise to avoid further alienating Western provinces. One source close to Trudeau confides, this lawsuit isn't just a legal challenge, it's a political nightmare. The whispers in Ottawa grow louder with each passing day. Could this be the beginning of the end for Trudeau's government? Polls show his approval rating slipping, with a noticeable dip in support outside of urban strongholds. The opposition parties, sensing blood in the water, are circling. And what of the lawsuit itself? Legal experts are divided. Some see Smith's case as a long shot, arguing that federal authority over issues of national importance is well established in Canadian law. Others believe she might just have a point. The Constitution isn't as clear-cut as people think, says Dr. Margaret Elwood, a constitutional scholar. If Smith's team can present a compelling argument, they could force the courts to reconsider the balance of power between provinces and the federal government.